Thank you for joining us for our weekly press briefing. We don't have many things pre-arranged to discuss about, but we are prepared for what questions you may have following what we have prepared here. Let me begin by saying that there are a few community meetings that we want our residents to be aware about, and we would like their participation. And so we're inviting everybody to come to Faith, Worship, and Outreach, which is at 6893 Medgar Evers Boulevard. Once again, that's Faith, Worship, and Outreach, 6893 Medgar Evers Boulevard. This is your opportunity to engage with city leaders, ask questions that you may have about things that are taking place in the city, things that you've heard about. And so we're asking everybody to come, and that's between 6 and 7:30 p.m. Once again, at 6 to 7:30 p.m., Faith, Worship, and Outreach, 6893 Medgar Evers Boulevard. And that meeting is tomorrow. That's the last thing I didn't say. Tomorrow. Also, we're having a public safety meeting. There's always a robust conversation about what public safety looks like in our community. We know that the Jackson Police Department has been doing a lot of work endeavoring to have more police officers on the street. We've talked about having a comprehensive plan towards public safety, realizing that it doesn't lie solely in the hands of our police officers, but we want to make sure that all components of what we do are endeavoring to make our city safer. And so there will be a meeting Thursday, January 25th, which is this Thursday, at 2 p.m. at New Horizon Church, which is at 1750 Ellis Avenue. And we're inviting residents to come out, bring your concerns, bring your experiences. This is our opportunity to learn together. We come in with a spirit of unity, debate unity. We walk in understanding where we see eye to eye. We can debate where we may have differences of opinion, but not for the purpose of scoring victory over one another, but leaving with more unity than we arrive with. And so this Thursday, January 25th at New Horizon, 2 p.m., we're asking that you come out. We want to make sure that we have a shared vision of public safety. It has become a common phrase to talk about community policing. Sometimes it's overshared. Simply, what community policing means is viewing the community as a resource in the efforts to create a safer environment. And so we know that Ms. Johnson, Mr. Davis, they see the problems on their street before 911 is called. They know when an issue is escalating. And so we want to be able to have that window into your world so that you can share and we can prevent those circumstances turning to the worst possible result. And when we work together, we're able to achieve that. Once again, and I want to be sure that you understand that the public is invited to that. You know that some people have difficulty in the middle of the day, and there will be other opportunities, but at 2 p.m. this Thursday at New Horizon. JTRAN, I want to make sure that our residents, those most especially that depend on our public transit in order to get around, we want to be a multimodal mobility city, meaning however you travel around the city, we want to improve the infrastructure of what that looks like. So on Monday, March 4th, JTRAN will be implementing significant changes in its fixed route bus system. This comes after much dialogue and discussion with our residents, with the ridership, talking about the balance between what they need in order to get to and from the places they need to go, and what the cost of providing that service is to the city of Jackson, to our planning and development department. And so we think that we've made significant strides with our public transit system. We have a public transit system that when we arrived, not only did we have inefficient routes, we had buses that were end of life when we purchased them from Sarasota, Florida. And so they were breaking down. It was most especially oppressive to our disabled community. And now we nearly have a completely new bus fleet. We are now on the precipice of a new fixed route system. We now have a mobile app that allows you to know you no longer have to look at the sign and determine when the bus is supposed to be there. You actually have GPS monitoring on the app that will tell you when your bus arrives. And so these are steps in the right direction that we're seeing each and every day. And we want to make sure that we not only build it for our current ridership, But as we build and move into the future, we have an efficient system that people to come will be able to take advantage. These changes will provide JTRAN riders better bus routes, simpler service, a more straightforward connection, all designed to get riders where they need to go quickly and efficiently. JTRAN riders should be advised that the following changes will be in effect the morning of Monday, March 4th. Once again, the fixed route changes are set to take place Monday, March 4th. All JTRAN routes will have a new name, number, and schedule. In many cases, routing and bus stop locations will change. And so we want to make sure that we're communicating frequently. We don't want anyone who depends on the bus every single day to go out on March 4th and find themselves surprised, shocked, and in many regards challenged by the circumstance. So we want to communicate what those changes are. Stay tuned. Make sure that you're paying attention. JTRAN riders must board and depart the bus at the posted bus stop signs. Over 640 new bus stop signs have been installed across the system to provide safe and convenient access to the JTRAN network. In the coming weeks, JTRAN staff will be conducting more outreach at Union Station and onboard buses to inform riders of the changes that are upcoming. So we'll actually have people that are providing detailed information actually on the bus as people ride throughout the JTRAN network. For more information, we're also urging people to go to ridejtran.com. Once again, that's ride, and JTRAN is spelled differently than historically. JTRAN is just a J and then T-R-A-N. J-T-R-A-N. So that's ride, JTRAN.com. And this will tell you about the upgrades to the system, the route changes, and all the things that I just spoke to. You can also call 601-952-1000, and they can provide answers to the questions that you have. With that, that's all that I have prepared. Any questions that you have, we're ready to take them. Yes,
Just have a couple questions. First is, has the administration selected a garbage firm to bring to the council?
No, it's still going through the RFP process. Once it hasn't even gotten to me. Once the team, the evaluation team, has a recommendation, then I will present that to the council. As always, I'm not a part of the evaluation team. Once they give me a recommendation, and I've never gone opposite of the team that are the technicians that look at all of the points of the services we need, the benefits that the city needs and our residents need. And once I get that, I'll present that to the council.
And secondly, is the...
I do want to make a point to that, though. I know that Councilman Banks made a point to poll the council about their participation in the RFP process. There are a few things that I want to say. It is quite interesting that the question is about their participation in this RFP, when one, that is not the role of the council. We do hundreds of RFPs each and every year, and the council never participates in an RFP because that's not their role. Their role is that once a contract is selected, they vote, they either approve it or they disapprove it. They can't be both selection and approval component. That doesn't work on any stage of government, right? You can't be both the one who enters the contract and the one who approves the contract. That defeats the basic premise of checks and balances in our government system that we have. And so that was an effort to confuse people, I believe. We don't want people to believe that this administration isn't participating and cooperating, and more importantly, adhering to state law, right? That's what we're doing. And so that was a misrepresentation. However, I do want to be clear that before we even issued an RFP, we said there were a few things that we had to be concerned with. We said, one, the city of Jackson is in a lawsuit, which could not only be harmful to the city, but more importantly, our residents, because we could end up with the consequence of paying 2 garbage contracts already at a higher price than what we would have gotten a couple of years ago if we would have just entered into an agreement. But that would be a higher price because of the delay that we have now experienced, on top of the fact that you would have to pay the consequences of losing the lawsuit and the new vendor, right? And so any discussion about why we would put certain protections for the city of Jackson if we lost that lawsuit, it just makes sense. right? You can't talk about the companies and them not wanting to take the risk of the city losing the lawsuit, and at the same time try to excuse the fact that why would we take the risk of it? Why would the residents take the risk of having to pay the high cost of two contracts at the same time? As always, our primary concern are the people whose water bills are going up. The people whose, because we have increased sanitation or sewer problems, their bills are going up. On top of adding the consequence of a higher trash rate, all of those things are in the same bill, and we don't want to burden our residents. And so we're committed to an honest process, we're committed to a legal process, and we're committed to a process that leads to our residents having the best possible price and reducing the burden on our residents. That's what we care about. We've gone with Waste Management when it made sense. We went with FCC when they won and it made sense. And we were with Richards when it made sense. And whoever comes out at the end of this RFP process as having the best price and being able to provide the service to our residents, that's what we're going to go with.
Second one, totally unrelated. Do you know when the street behind City Hall will reopen? That used to be my favorite parking spot.
Well, we need to make sure that we're getting everything out of him from the meters when he parks back there again. Well, that is awaiting major sewer repairs. And so that would be in the hands of the third-party administrator. He is over not only our drinking water, which I'm sure there may be questions related to that. He is also over our wastewater. And so once those repairs are accomplished underneath the surface of the cobblestone roads or the bricks, then we can have it repaved and aesthetically put together. But that's what the delay is. That is not in the city's hands. It is not in our public works department. That lies in the hands of the third-party administrator.
Will you be attending the MDEQ hearing on Thursday about the potential trash fine for the city, and do you have an additional comment on that?
I don't have any additional comments. At this moment in time, I don't expect to be present unless my presence is necessary. I will be represented by a statement, a written statement that reflects what my position has been. That is what our legal team has requested, I believe. Even on the MDEQ side, they plan on offering a written statement as to what their position is, and so that's what we're going to do at this time. I'm just sharing what the plan is at this moment in time. If something changes, we'll communicate that to you. Y'all are a shy bunch today, huh? All right. With that, thank y'all so much. Until the end of the football season, I'm going to end it all the same way. Go Lions, right?